You are guilty of obstructing an investigation, fleeing from a federal officer, a host of other charges.
Get that gun out of my face.
Hi, I'm Sophia Jessica, and this is Angel, and welcome to the fan carpet.
I watched Jade last night. It's brilliant. So well
Thank
done.
you.
Yeah, well done. I watched that last night. It was a lot of fun. Really cool. So it's wonderful to speak to you today, Shaina. So how have you
Thanks,
been?
Marc.
How are you doing?
Oh yeah, good today. Good today. Weather's lovely,
Yeah.
which is always perks up everyone's mood in London. So yeah, I'm really excited about what's coming for me as well. So I'm feeling good today. Thank you. How are you?
Awesome. Yeah, I'm doing well, thanks. So if we go back to the beginning, was there a defining moment for you to get into the industry?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd say the beginning of that defining moment would be when I was 19. I had my first big motorbike, really into sports bikes, and I actually had a really bad accident where I broke my neck and I broke my hand. And during that time, I also lost my job because I couldn't work on that job because of the injury. And my relationship had ended. Me and my boyfriend had broke up at the time. And also just like not feeling really good about everything. So for me, for the first time in my young adult life, I reached what would be called a rock bottom. And felt really low and I had nothing to kind of go off to do. So I was watching a lot of anime and action movies and action shows, just kind of in bed, binge watching shows to pass the time. And that was when I was seeing a lot of the narrative of someone who was a hero in the show, but maybe not always the hero, kind of going through a really hard time from their backstory and then overcoming it and becoming an even better person. And I kept exposing myself to this theme unknowingly when I was watching these shows. And that's when I became really inspired. And I said, You know what? I kind of want to be like them, these really cool characters." And that inspired me to start training and working on myself. And that's when I started picking up martial arts and teaching myself. And I didn't know it at the time, but that was the moment that opens the doorway into the path that I'm on now, now being in movies. So,
Brilliant. That's awesome. Sometimes you do have to hit rock bottom before you can. There's no way further down to go, right? So the
only way is up.
only was up. So yeah. So what was it about Jade that made you want to be involved in it, and what do you look for in a project to be involved in?
So with Jade, I mean, for me, it was a dream role because it's an action role, it's a leading role.
Yeah.
And it's a role where I get to really show kind of who I am. It was a great introduction to who I am as a performer. It got to show a lot of the skills that I have, not all of them, but a lot of them. And it was an opportunity for me to act and act with some really cool other actors too. But I actually didn't seek out the role. James Bamford, who was the director and the writer of the movie, asked me to cast for it, which was amazing. But he had been following me on Instagram for a couple of years before. And after I started my martial arts journey, I created this Instagram and developed this superhero alter ego who was just kind of me inspiring myself. And I named her the Samurai. And I would upload videos of myself onto this page just as like progress. And it was really spoofy and funny. And it was just like, superhero training day 3, now we're going to practice this weapon or whatever. But over time, I kept posting these videos and James Bamford had been watching them and seeing my development. And after a few years, I'd gotten pretty good with what I was doing. And he saw me, working and getting into acting. And that's when he said, "Hey, I want you to audition for this." And I did. And then, and then he gave me the role. So it was just amazing. It was just huge confirmation of my work and my progress. So
Awesome. Do you keep up with the Instagram, or are you just too busy now?
I'm quite busy now, actually. So with Instagram, I do make sure to check in. I'm on stories mostly nowadays until I have something cool to post, like, some new work that I'm doing or some new training, a new weapon. So I'm actually at a point now where, because I became so busy, I wasn't able to really train my weapons as much. And I became a bit uninspired almost a little bit. So I thought, do something new. So I started Kung Fu. And now I have like a whole new set of weapons and movements. So now I'm feeling really inspired to start posting again. So my Instagram will become more active, like literally any day now. But yeah, luckily I'm so busy also. It's such a blessing. So
Yeah.
I'm not maybe on it as much as I used to be.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Well, at least it did a good thing for you and got you out, got you seen by the right people.
Definitely, which was the plan, you know. And it, because that's actually why it started. I mean, it started for me like a journal to be like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. And then when my video started to go viral, I got so much support from people, including people like James. And I would get all these messages, and people were like, hey, you could be in movies, you could do this, you could do that, or you're inspiring my daughter, or you are making me want to get back into karate that I used to do when I was a kid. And I get so many of these messages, it became almost like a hero's responsibility. Because my tagline is this city needs a hero. And I would tell myself, this city needs a hero, you have to go train today. So I was like, this is like my duty as a hero to keep going, you know, not just for me, but now it's for all these people that I've somehow reached by following my joy. What?
Yeah.
So yeah, so not only was it a platform and a stepping stool to help me expose my skills and my talents, because I actually couldn't really afford martial arts lessons at the time. I couldn't really afford the acting classes. You know, I didn't come from a background that allows me to have all those monies and resources.
Mhm.
So I was like, I'm going to use Instagram. And then when I started to get back from it, in terms of I got the exposure, I was like, now I need to support everyone else. So yeah, so that's why I still will be on there.
Awesome. All right,
Yeah.
brilliant. So what does it mean for you to be a storyteller and tell stories in this way? You do your own stunts, so that
Mhm.
must be a dream performer for an action director.
So for me to, wow, I don't know, how do I even, it's amazing because it's the full form of self-expression. Not only do I get to act, but I get to show the skills, I get to do what I'm capable of. And it's not just like, oh, I get to show off. For me, telling a story is one of the most effective ways of helping a person, because everyone has a story. And I've found, what I've learned from my own journey is that stories move us in ways that science and numbers and sometimes even music can't. You know, like, yeah, logic, science, and engineering, all these cool things, they certainly build the world, but what truly moves the world is the arts within it. And I first realized it when I stepped out on the set of Black Widow and I saw it's just how much money goes into creating a story. I was just like flabbergasted. And I had a really like I just had a whole moment. It was like an epiphany. And I was like, this is so much money to tell a story. And it sounded frivolous as I was saying it, but as I really started to understand just how powerful stories are, you know, when I reached the lowest part in my life where I thought I had nothing else to live for, I was watching stories. I was just watching anime and watching movies and stuff, and somehow that lit a fire inside of me to change my life. And now my life is so much better, not just because of work, but the philosophies, the spirituality, the way that I see the world, the self-worth and appreciation and potential that I see not just in myself but in everyone, off of the back of stories. Everyone has a story. So for me, this industry is so powerful. It can inspire and change the world. Whether you are a chef or a dancer or a scientist or whatever you're into, I feel like stories are the best way to connect with people and to move the world. So yeah, I forgot the second part of your question. I'm sorry.
Oh, because you do your own stunts,
Yeah.
you must be a dream performer for an action director.
Thank you. I would like to think so. I would love to think so. So, you know, it does help when they don't have to hire a double, you know, to fill in and do like the fights and stuff. I'd love to try things myself, even if it's something I haven't tried before. Like, let me see it. Yeah, let me try that. And I like to think that, yeah, it's great for the directors, because I feel like we can do a lot more as well. And we can create cooler shots. We don't have to put in sneaky cuts or anything like that. And I feel like a lot of people love to play around with direction nowadays and get one takes and just kind of cool shots. So yeah, I mean, I hope it's great for them. I love it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And even in the credits on Jade, at the end, it does shout out the fact that you're your own stunt double.
Oh, amazing! That's so nice of them.
Yeah,
It's a lot, yeah. I was gonna say something about stunts, but yeah, no, you go, you go.
yeah. No, go carry on. Go. Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to remember what it was I wanted to say. Just that, oh yeah, so in Jade as well, it was really crazy because a lot of the time we didn't have as much time, as much budget, as much resources as we wanted to create like the really big action scenes. And so people would think, like, when you see it, you might think, oh, they rehearsed this and they planned this for ages and they had hours of rehearsal and days. And no, we literally some days had to get there and improvise the fight scene like on the spot. And so it's just like, it's just a testament to like the skill of not only myself but the other performers, because we all have to be in sync and we all have to be in harmony, because what we're doing is very dangerous. So it's like a dance and a rhythm, and we all have to be so connected. And you know, because we didn't have the time, we didn't want the lack of time and resources to compromise our performance. So we honestly like pulled off just some amazing sequences on like nothing, you know, pulled them out of our pockets at the last minute. So yeah, amazing work to the stunt team and like how we pulled it off together.
Awesome. And do you have any memories while filming Jade that you'll remember for the rest of your career, and what was Kat like to work with?
Wow, Kathy's a sweetheart. Oh, she was amazing. She was one of my favorites to work with, actually, because we would really connect. And as an actor, something I learned, which by the way, I learned everything on the job, because I didn't really have the money to ever go to acting school or to learn martial arts. So working with people like Kath, with Mickey and Marc, it's about the connection, how much they give me on set. So with her, it was just that emotional connection really helped me to tap into my performance and like the raw honesty of it. So yeah, I'm really grateful to her for that. She's so lovely. And what was the first part of the question?
Oh, any memories from
Yeah.
filming that you'll take with you?
Yeah, so many.
Yeah.
Filming Jade, the filming of Jade should be a movie in itself. It was crazy. Wow. Okay, so many good and bad. I guess the one that jumps out at me first is a bad one, sadly, is I fractured my toe on the second day of rehearsal, trying to do a move, and it was, yeah, it was crazy. And that meant that for the whole movie, I had this injury that I was trying to like hide until later in the movie when we could justify it. And it made it really hard. And I remember being really stressed at the time. But looking back, I'm so proud of myself because I didn't let that hold me back or hold any of us back. And it's really, I don't know, I just feel really fulfilled in myself for pulling it off. But there are so many funny moments. Let me think. I don't know. One of my best memories is one of the last days when we're shooting the opening sequence. It's like a big drone shot that goes kind of all the way through till I arrive at the first scene with Kath. But everyone in there worked on the movie in some way, so it's like a massive cameo for everyone. So it was a really nice day to have like everyone that we're working with kind of not just on set but you know on camera. And that was like one of the last days we worked together, so it just felt like a really nice wholesome way to kind of wrap it up for everyone. And now like when I see the opening sequence, it's like, oh, there's such and it's just like, you know. But okay, one more, if I can do one more moment, is working with Marc Dacascos, when when we were both hanging out in like the green room and stuff, because he's just like a legend as well in what he does. And he was giving me pointers on training and also on acting, and we were shooting like a few big action sequences together. And just like the way that we connected as well as actors, I don't know, he kind of gave me some advice that will just live with me forever and truly shape the way that I act. And I'm just really grateful to have had someone like him give me that energy and that advice and that guidance. He's like really like a father figure, and he really, you know, he didn't have to go out of his way and really like take time and teach me. Like I was like a really green actor. I was really new, never had official training, learning everything on the job. And yeah, I would say working with him definitely for sure is one of the highlights of the experience.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. Like I said, it's a great film. I watched it last night.
Thank you.
And I look forward to what you do next.
Thank you so
Thanks very
much.
much. All right. Look after yourself.
Thank you too.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. Please follow us on Facebook, X, and Instagram for more content. Bye for now.
Thanks for that, I'm still alive.
I'm the queen of my city, you know I'm the boss. No pain, no gain. I'ma get what I need, really mean it. I don't like to play no games. Bitch, you hear me when I say my name is Jade. This my town, I'ma fight for everything. you show what you can do. I hear a siren. Maybe you were wrong about me. I'm dangerous and still. Why don't you give me a sign, like the sea that leads a trail along that shore? It's not your problem, it's mine. Everybody thinks that I'm okay. Sometimes I think I am too. I'm on the outside looking in. I'm waiting for the shockwaves to begin. Oh, won't you let me hold you for one time? Just a rainy day in a London cafe, a London cafe. So give me one last serenade. Say to me, or swear with me till the night turns into day. And it was a shame when daylight faded, because we didn't notice at all.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.